Good morning, good evening, hello, depends on which part of the world you're joining in from. Hi guys, my name is Chantal Patu and I am chatting to you guys live. I'm all the way down here in Perth, Australia. It's 10 p.m. here on Saturday evening. I do believe it's very early morning over there on the mainland in the USA. So good morning to everybody. Hi you guys, thanks for joining in. I'm really excited. I'm so excited to be here with you guys. We have just started the 1st of December. It's been a mammoth year, absolutely mammoth year for so many of us. I can't believe we are doing the Christmas training videos again because I swear we only did them like 2 months ago, but hello, it's December again. I cannot believe that. It's been an incredible journey for Synergence as a whole these last 12 months, and I'm sure you guys have found that your journey has been particularly incredible as well. So hi you guys, thank you all so much for joining in. If you have got team members who are in the Christmas group and you would love for them to watch, please go ahead and invite them in now so that we can get a ton of people in here. I would love for every single person who is watching, it's really important that you guys engage in these training videos. It's perfect for Facebook algorithms. Facebook looks on you favorably when you comment in these videos, and Facebook also looks on this group very favorably when people comment on these videos. So it's absolutely beneficial for the entire Christmas group that you guys very, very regularly comment in these videos. So please go ahead and introduce yourself below. Let us know where you're tuning in from. I think it's very, very important. So just so that you guys know, 3 times a day, we are going to be having some of the most epic trainers in the Synergence company, and also some external trainers coming in to train you guys. And I want to give a massive, massive shout out to the one and only Alison Duke, because basically she's the coolest person on the planet. So she has spent endless hours and time putting this group together for you guys. I don't know if you guys realized, but there is almost 50,000 people in this group, and for the most part Alison has approved these people or checked these people out to make sure that we're in a really safe environment and to make sure that they're all Synergence distributors, so that you guys are getting the best training possible for your businesses. Okay. Hey Jess, hey guys, good morning my beautiful Alison, nice to see you. You guys are just so beautiful. Guys, okay, I'm not going to keep you on here long. I want to get in here and I want to share my heart with you guys. Tonight's tonight for me. Today's training is actually going to be a personal development one. It's not going to be a makeup one. It's not going to be how I do demos or how I do live shop my stocks or anything like that. It's for sure going to be a personal development one. And I really didn't realize how important personal development was in this industry until I was about 2 years in. I now understand how vital it is for us to spend time on ourselves before we try and figure out how to work this business. Okay, so exciting. So the topic that I've chosen tonight, basically we're calling it direct selling as a revolving door, and you can't get your feelings hurt. Now let me kind of go into further detail with that. Okay, first thing we talk about is the fact that this is a revolving door. People are going to come and go in this business. You are going to get girls join your first line. They might stay for whatever reason that they need to. It might serve their purpose. They might need an extra $100. So they get that extra $100 and you never hear from them again. And that's fine. And then they'll leave again. You might have leaders come and your leaders will stay for 6 to 12 months and then they decide it's not for them. And then they leave. It's very hard for us to not get our feelings hurt when these people come and go in our business. People like you and I, we're obsessed with this business. We can't imagine our life without this business. We revolve our world and our family and everything around building this really successful business. And so it's very, very easy to be distracted when somebody comes in and joins our team and then leaves without so much as saying goodbye or anything like that. And you think that they're absolutely fabulous at what they do, but they decided that it's not for them. So I think it's really, really important that you as a distributor, you as a leader, you as a person learns to allow that to happen without being too distracted and letting it, kind of impact your business in a negative way, right? So this is for sure a personal training session. So do take this on for yourself personally. This isn't about Synergence. This is purely about our industry as a whole. And it's about me hopefully helping you to get a little bit tough, all right? And it's not tough in a cruel way to other people. It's you getting tough with yourself and getting a slightly thicker skin to be able to handle the many, 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 many knockbacks that you have had in the past and that you will have in the future, simply because you are involved with direct selling, okay? Sorry, you can hear a little bit of noise below me. My puppy is chewing things, but that's absolutely fine, all right? So now I do think that you are going to get your feelings kind of hurt in this industry from two different avenues. Now the theme of this training is that it's a revolving door. People come, people go. Now we're talking about two different types of people that come and go. We're talking about customers and we're also talking about distributors, all right? So customers are going to come and go and distributors are going to come and go, and it's perfectly okay. You might sell something to somebody for 6 months solid. They want absolutely everything from you. They love it, they adore it, and then you never hear from them again. And you're thinking, my gosh, what did I do wrong? I'm so upset. Where did they go? Where's my customer gone? Same thing with a new downline. You're going to invite them in. They're going to do fabulous. You're going to hear from them backwards and forwards for 6 months. And then all of a sudden they're gone. And you're thinking, wow, where is that person gone? So in regards, let's start with your customers, okay? So you as a distributor, you acting as a distributor selling products to someone, you can't get upset when somebody finishes their journey with you as a customer, all right? There could be many reasons for it. So I think it's really important that if you have noticed that someone has finished their customer journey with you, to really reassess, do a quick assess about how you've treated that person. First off, what's your customer services like? Are you treating them with the best customer service skills that you have? All right. What's your attitude like towards them? Are you giving them the time and attention that they need? Do they need more help with their products? Do they need you to offer them tips and tricks? Do they need a little bit more babying than the other lady down the road? So check the way that your attitude is towards that person. Check your professionalism. A lot of people are very put off from buying from somebody for lack of professionalism. Have a think about your appearance. You know, are you looking professional? Do you wear the products? Even interaction on live videos and face-to-face. Do you swear? Do you know, your speech, is your speech inappropriate? Think about the way that you're actually dealing with that person. Is it the products that that person is using? Perhaps that person is using a system or, you know, for example, a skincare system that purely doesn't suit their skin. All right. So, for example, you might have sold them a dry set of skincare, but in actual fact, they needed the normal to oily. So go through and check all of these things. All right. If you have gone through and checked all of those things and you can flat out say, okay, fantastic customer service. I treated that person really respectfully. I treated them in a really professional manner and all the products that they bought were fantastic, and that person has still decided to finish their journey, that is okay. It is totally okay for that person to finish their journey. Ideally, it would be great if we could hang on to that customer forever and ever. Of course it would be. But if you have done everything possible to make sure that you've given them the best service, the best love, the best information, etc., then there is nothing more that you can do. And you must be okay to let that person go. What do you do to replace that person? You get out and start hustling your business, because that has just left a nice big space in your customer books for someone else to plonk back in there so that you can give them the very best service, the very best customer service, the professionalism that you're so proud of, the amazing products that we all are obsessed over and are so very, very proud of, right? So please don't get caught up if you do notice that a customer does fall away, all right? So that's you acting as a distributor, looking after your direct customers that offer you your first source of income, all right? Because that is a source of income that has now disappeared. If that regular customer is no longer needing to be serviced by you, that's a chunk of your income that has disappeared. So you need to hustle to replace that income as soon as possible. So you need to get back out there. You need to wow. You need to get out there and show the world what it is that you sell. Whether you do that in person, whether you do that on Facebook, however it is that you do your wowing, you need to get back out there so that you can replace that customer spot as fast as possible, right? Okay, so that's our first source of income that could be affected by someone leaving our revolving door. That first source of income is our sales. The second source of income that could be affected by people leaving that revolving door is, of course, us as a leader building a team. So we're talking about sales income. We're also talking about, not getting our feelings hurt when these people go. There's two parts to this. let's have a think about ourselves as a leader. The second that we start to recruit people into our team, girl, you are a leader. You must start thinking of yourself as a leader. You must start behaving as a leader, and you must start training and engaging with your team as a leader. If you are finding that people are coming and going very regularly in your team and people aren't sticking and staying, that might be a pure reflection of your leadership. So this part is hard, all right? As looking deep within yourself and really thinking about the type of leader you are and being brutally honest with yourself can be very, very difficult, okay? This part can hurt a little bit. So let's have a little bit of a think about why people might leave our team, okay? Now, some people, don't forget, they're going to come and go. They might need it for a couple of weeks or a couple of months to earn just a small amount of income to get them through a tough bill, and then they might disappear and you never hear from them again, and that's perfectly fine, okay? But let's have a think of this as a leader. We're talking about our downlines, our team that we're signing up, because that is where our big money is, right? Okay, so these are our big ticket items. Perhaps 5 to 10%. Let's be realistic. Out of all of the people that we sign up, let's say 5 to 10% of those people really stick and stay. I think that would be a really accurate representation of the amount of people that you need to bring into your team in order to really secure some really decent business builders. Okay, so 5 to 10%. Most won't build. That is not a nice thing to hear, but most of the people that you sign up will not build these long-term businesses, okay? A lot of people won't have the same passion as you. I know for a fact that most of the people that I sign up don't have the same passion. And that's perfectly fine. Whatever it is that they want to bring into the business, that's their personal choice. But be okay with the fact that perhaps not everyone wants to build it as hard and as fast and as intense as what you might want to. Sorry, the puppy's crying. I was just on a roll there. Okay, there we go. He was stuck. Sorry, guys. Lost my train of thought. Sorry, go back to the fact that 5 to 10% people are probably going to stay long term. Most won't build, and that's okay. If you're kind of finding that you are finding that more than that are leaving and that less and less people are building, that's when we really need to start assessing you as a leader and the things that you're actually offering your team. So check your training first off. Are you actually offering training to your team? Or are you signing people up and just chucking them in your upline or your Crown Princesses group and hoping for the best? If you are doing that, chances are your team will never grow and experience beautiful growth and beautiful business building if you are not actually taking the time and effort to train them. So look at weekly meetings or monthly meetings in your area. Look at starting your own support group for your own girls so that you can really get to know them and start building a personal relationship with them. Look at the topics that you're training on. Are they business appropriate topics, okay? Don't just teach them just how to use makeup over and over and over again. Or don't just teach them just how to use social media over and over and over again. If you are choosing to be a leader, you yourself are choosing to educate them in a nice little round bubble of lots of things that they could use in their business. All right. If you don't know those things, that's perfectly okay. You go out and learn them and bring them to your team. That is the best thing about being a leader. When we don't know something, we need to have the courage to go out and find that information and bring it back to our team. We're like a mother hen, okay? We go and source the food and bring it back to our little babies at home. That is what our job as a leader is to do. So if you don't feel that you're the leader that you want to be or the leader that you need to be in order to look after your team, that's perfectly okay, because that will come with time and experience and training, all right? I promise you it absolutely will come. Check your leadership, right? So if you are finding that you can't keep these girls in your team, have a think about the way that you are leading them. If you are genuinely concerned that your leadership is not at a level where it needs to be, I would approach someone more senior to you, someone that you really look up to, one of your mentors within the business, okay? So, for example, if I was having a bit of a down day, there are people who are more senior to me that I would actually go to and I would say to them, look, can you check me? Come into my group, check how I'm doing, check what I'm, how I'm treating people. Is my leadership where it should be? So that might be an upline, it might be a side sister, it might be one of the corporate team. You need to go and you need to sometimes ask someone to give you a critical eye about how it is that you're leading your team. Perhaps there are gaps that you don't quite realize are missing. And unless you reach out and ask for help, you are never going to improve those gaps, which means that you may never build a really strong, successful team. Remember, this all comes back to personal development. These are all tips and tricks that you can personally do to give the best of yourself to your team and to your customers so that you get the best back from them. The next thing I would love for you guys to do is make sure that you check your attitude. Attitude can play a huge part in this business. We are in the business of, we're in the business of people, all right? We're in the business of networking. If we have a very unapproachable attitude, if we have an unkind or an unfriendly attitude, it's going to be very, very difficult for us to actually go out and build a team and have them want to stick and stay with us, okay? If we are wanting to build a downline, we are wanting to build a relationship with them and a connection that they feel committed to us, that they want to stand by our side and work with us. I have unfortunately seen leaders who haven't lasted because unfortunately they came forward with the attitude that they were the boss. You know, I'm your upline, so I'm the boss. I'm your upline, so I'm your manager. I'm your upline, do as I say. No. That will never fly. You are not someone's boss. You are not someone's manager. You do not own anybody. You do not get to tell your downline how they do things. You need to do this, you need to do that. Those types of aggressive behaviors are going to make you lose your team. You may not realize that you're doing that, but guess what? We're in the network industry, all right? The network marketing industry. We're in the multi-level marketing industry. We do not employ anybody. We're not employed by anybody. We are independent contractors. We work for ourselves. So when somebody decides that they want to join your team, you are not their manager. You are in a leadership position to help guide and motivate and mentor and encourage them. You are not there to tell them what to do. You are simply there to help them run their own business. So if you are trying to manage these people, if you are trying to tell them what they should do, you should do this, you should do that, that is not going to last. That is not going to stick well. And I think a lot of people who have been trained as managers and they've been trained to have these teams in more corporate environments where you're getting paid an income, I think it's very hard to switch that off and to kind of take that back a little bit and come forward with more of an encouraging attitude as opposed to a, you need to do this, this, and this attitude. Does that kind of make sense? I hope that kind of makes sense to you guys. Okay. If all of the above, so all of the things I have mentioned, if they all sit well with you, and if you feel that you are leading your team in a very humble way, in a very loving and encouraging, respectful way, those who want to stay, they will stay very easily. Those who are never meant to stay, they will go through that revolving door and they will leave again, and that's perfectly okay. The reason I chose to share the subject with you guys is I think realistically, I struggled for the first 12 months of my distributorship trying to not be so heartbroken that somebody didn't want to do what I did. Like, why wouldn't they want to join my team? Why wouldn't they want to stay with me as as one of my customers? Like, and I would actually lose sleep over it. And I realized that, when one person decided that they wanted to leave my team because they were no longer interested in the business, and I would waste an entire 48-hour period brutally critiquing myself and being so heartbroken about it. That 48-hour period, those 2 full days that I was mourning the loss of this person, were 2 full days that I was not working my business. So I could have found several people to replace that person. I could have found more customers, new downlines, and I could have carried on building my business. But I was so heartbroken and so stuck on the fact that this one person left, I could not move forward. It took me a full year to really start to understand how it was okay to walk forward. And I'm going to quote the absolutely most amazing person in our company, Leslie Boyd Bradley. When we ask her, Leslie, how do we move forward when someone doesn't want to stay in our team? You know what she says to us? Next. It really is that simple. That person who has left you as a customer or that person who has left you as a downline, guess what? You don't own them. They don't owe you anything. They might not necessarily have, but you're not in their shoes. You don't know what it is that they're going through. They may not need you in their life, and that's totally okay. But that does not mean that you stop your business and become so heartbroken in your business that you can't move forward. So it's really, really important that if someone does decide to leave, as long as you can quickly go back and make sure that your service was good, you treated them professionally, the products were good for them, etc., then it's perfectly okay to say goodbye to that person, click on the words next, and continually rebuild your team. Okay, by allowing your self-worth to be affected by other people coming and going, you're causing yourself great stress. Let me repeat that. When you allow your self-worth to be affected by other people coming and going, you cause yourself great stress. So it's really, really important that you stay within your lane. If other people want to do their own thing and go away, that's perfectly fine. You keep doing you, boo. Do you hear me? It really, really does impact your business by other people's decisions. So you must ignore their decisions, let them do their thing and carry on doing yours, right? I'm seeing awesome responses here. Sorry guys, I've kind of intentionally not read your messages because as soon as I start reading messages, I get distracted and I stop talking, and we'll be here for an hour, right? Yeah, for sure, Stephanie, my team is doing nothing, and you're right, I waste my time mourning that. That's correct, Stephanie. If they're doing nothing, that's fine. If you have given everything that you can to them, you need to just simply go out and replace them with new people. And that's the thing with this revolving door. You might sit there and think, oh my gosh, but I recruited all these people last year, I don't know anybody else. The reality is the people that you were approaching last year, even if they said no, they may be in a very different frame of mind 12 months down the track, and they may actually be open-minded to this. When you start working on yourself, on your own personal development, when you start working on yourself and you let yourself be okay with letting people come and go in this business, you find that you're actually going to be a lot more relaxed. When you are a lot more relaxed about this business, it is so much easier to invite people in because you no longer have a fear of them saying no. That is what halts a lot of us from actually building a team. The fear that somebody will say no to us. So if we are a lot more relaxed, we can go out there, we can invite people into our business, we can invite people into our team, and we are not remotely interested if they say yes or no, because it's not going to hurt our feelings. If they say no, that's fine. That's okay. Have a beautiful day. If they say yes, oh my gosh, girl, I am pumped. I'm excited to work alongside you. A big thing that I like to make sure when I'm dealing with my team as a leader is that I'm very, very careful with the words that I use. If we go back a few moments ago, we were talking about how you are their leader. You are not their manager. You are not their boss. You do not own them. So it's very, very important that you're very cautious and conscious of the words that you use when you are discussing your team members and your downline and your potential dominion, all right, if you're a crown princess. So, for example, when I'm talking about the fact that my team had an incredible GSV last year, we had the highest GSV in Australia. I don't get up on stage to accept the award for highest GSV that Joni gave us. I don't go up there and say, oh my gosh, my team did the highest GSV. It's because I'm so good as a leader. It's because I'm so good at the business, etc., etc. I go up there and I accept that award on behalf of my team. So I go up there and I'm very careful about my words. Well done to our team. These women that I work alongside. I am not above them. They are not below me. These are side sisters. We are all working this business together. So I think it's really important to remember as a leader that you are actually being inclusive of those people. You do not look down on them. You are not domineering. You are not dominant to them. You are another woman working alongside another woman as a side sister. So really check to make sure that when you are talking to your team, that you are not belittling them by trying to, give off the impression that you're actually above them. All right. So I hope that has helped. Hey, you guys, I really, really hope that has helped. That's kind of the main points that I wanted to get through. One of the last things that I would just like to leave you guys with is for all of you who are watching. I don't care if you are a distributor, a maiden, a royal in waiting, a lady, if you're an empress, and anything in between. Anybody who is watching this is an active distributor. And if you're not an active distributor, but you were here from last year, girl, you need to go and sign back up again, right? You need to get back and join the team. I want you guys to remember that we all started in the exact same position. Seriously. We all paid our $55. We all went onto the website. We all chose who we wanted to sign up underneath. We made a decision that day that we wanted to start our own business, right? We all started at the very, very, very beginning as a distributor, the exact same way Joni did. What you decide to do with that distributorship is your responsibility. It is not your uplines. It is not your Crown Princesses. It's not Synergens International's responsibility. It is not your RSMs. It's not Joni's responsibility. You're a big girl. Put on your big undies. Make some decisions about what you want to do with your distributorship and go for gold. Do not compare yourself to other people. Do not sign up and then next week say, why am I not a Crown Princess yet? It doesn't happen like that. Start at the very beginning and build your business sensibly, and you'll be absolutely blown away by where your business can take you. Okay, I really hope that you guys have gained some knowledge from this video. I really hope that you guys have grown, gained a little bit of self-love and a little bit of self-confidence. That was the whole point of this. And please remember, these videos that are getting put towards this group for you guys are going to be offered to you by some of the highest performing people in this business. The people who are coming to you, they know their stuff. So please take the time. I know it's a big commitment to sit and watch these videos. There are 3 videos a day, but they are by some of the most extraordinary men and women you will ever listen to. So please take the time, listen to what they have to say, follow your heart for the things that sound right. And I really hope that you guys stick and stay with this business, that you stay true to this business, you don't float around, you give it a real hard go with one business, all right, and really, really work it hard. I love you all so much. Thank you so much for joining in. And I am going to go and make myself a cup of tea. And I'd like to let me just quickly show you my puppy. I'd like to introduce you to my baby who's been down here making noise the whole time, because he's actually a little bit grumpy because it's basically bedtime. So I'm going to go and make a cup of tea, and him and I are going to go and jump in bed, and I will come back and I will hopefully try and read some of the comments that you guys have popped in the messages. I've purposely not read them because I know that I'll get distracted. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'm very excited to see some of the rest of the training that's coming ahead in the Christmas group, and a big thank you to Alice and Duke for putting this all together. Love you guys. Enjoy your weekend. Be safe. Bye.